No.
Scotty, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh shit! I was drinking Two Roads. I gotta get another beer.
Oh,
You're
fuck,
not living the
I'm
gimmick.
drink it.
First overall is here.
I had two
First
already.
overall, buddy.
First
Number one.
overall. Thank the sun. Thank the sun, Giles.
Do I really have to thank him?
He did knee you into a world title and the number one pick. So yeah.
You did. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I feel like you have a lot of reasons to be grateful.
How you doing, Giles? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, pal. I was actually in the Twitch for the
What'd you think of the
fantasy
show?
thing. I guess you would say.
Would
I'm still catching up on it.
So you
I
only
was
showed up for
more
football.
concerned about when the fantasy draft was.
I understand.
Kind of.
Got it.
If the Hal titles, if the real Hal titles on the line, guess what?
I didn't say that at all. I didn't say that at all. Nope.
Well,
never said that.
I'm
I'm gonna
just
get a belt made. I'm gonna get a belt made, but not that one.
If it's not 97 red, then what's the point?
It'll be 97 red.
What's the point?
It'll
What's
be
the point of the whole thing?
It'll be different. It's all.
No, but I'm catching up on the show. I am. Watch that opening video. It's pretty badass. I like it, obviously. But got a little sidetracked drinking and listening to YouTube clowns, I guess we could say.
Understand.
But
I like that you said you were two clowns, and there were three of us on the call implying that one of us is not a clown, and I assume it's me, and thank you.
One of you know who not the clown is, if you will.
Yeah, again, thank you. I continue to appreciate it.
What time is the fantasy draft tomorrow?
1 o'clock Central Time.
It's 1 Central Time, so 2 o'clock my time.
That allowed anybody across the pond, they would be able to do the draft. So I think Roland and whoever else. So it'd be like 7 o'clock his time. So we should be good.
I think Roland.
I guess it starts when I want it to start. Obviously,
you do have first pick, sir. This is true. You have the first pick.
God.
So I see Robert. Robert, you're here. How you doing, buddy? Don't go quiet.
How are you?
I'm good. You did see that Michael got you the last pick. How fitting, right?
Yeah. Always fucks me over. Pick 3.
I feel like if you're ever gonna work with Mike, it just doesn't work out for you. I feel like you're either you don't show up, Mike doesn't answer you, or you get the last pick, right?
Too soon.
Too soon?
Always too soon.
God.
I love Bobby.
Oh, I love it.
So, like, in this chat right now, we got Mr. Dean, we got Mr. Giles, we got Scotty, we got Colin and Mike. Combined amount of role plays, including myself, is like 4 role plays in the last 12 months.
I've done it 12. We've already done the math on this.
I have active.
No. In the last 12 months, remember, I've been doing 5 role plays a match.
Okay.
You're out of control, Mike.
This is not the most active chat ever. I'm just saying.
I wrote more role plays for March to Glory than combined this chat had written in 12 months.
Look.
Anytime
I'm booked on the card, I max out. I max out anytime I'm booked. It's not my fault. I'm not booked.
Giles,
same here.
Sure you do, Robert. How many?
I mean,
Here's what Robert does. He no shows, and then I'll write a segment for him. He's like, "Yeah, I can't write a segment. I'm out having fun with my family, riding roller coasters and deep throating corn dogs. I can't help you right now. Can't."
That's a man with good. That man has the right priorities. Riding roller coasters. That's a good time.
I don't meet the weight requirement for roller coasters.
Well, see, we need to work on that. So So Mike doesn't reach the height requirement, so you guys should work together. I'm just
Felt
saying.
so goddamn short next to you two motherfuckers. I'm not like I'm legit 5'9".
Oh, there's no way you're 5'9".
Mike Best is
Actually
5'6".
insecure
It's
about
been
my fucking
confirmed.
height, but
I was
doing
5'9" my
that 5'9".
sophomore year in high school, I think, and then I
Yeah,
wasn't anymore.
most people are the height that they're gonna be by sophomore year. Did you keep growing afterward? When did your ball drop?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mike was 5'4". That's where he actually is now. So.
I think his ball dropped when he faced Sutler, from my last recollection, but whatever. Neither here nor there, Giles. Harrison.
Neither here
Harrison.
nor there. Suller was on the same team as Giles. I didn't face him per se.
Oh,
There was
What's up,
never a match
bitches?
between Suller and Giles. Just so you say, just put it out there.
understood, sir.
Just
Understood.
saying.
Harrison,
Never said
how's your knee doing, buddy?
In real life or in fake life?
Fake life. We're gonna go fake. I don't give a fuck about your real life.
fake life. Look at my real life. Real life.
It hurts. It hurts in real life too.
Does it?
This guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What happened, buddy? Are you gonna be able to make it?
Oh, you and I are gonna have to talk about my future.
So are you?
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
No, we go.
You can't
I
be
know,
in this.
I know this conversation, boss.
Yeah. I've had this conversation with everybody in this fucking chat.
Oh boy. This is
I demand world title shots.
Well, first you have to be a seed of a best to get
There
a
it
title
is.
shot.
I know. That's what I've noticed.
Or a former world champion.
Steve Harrison Best. That's my new name. That's what I'm going with.
Well, if you were active and not on the sidelines, I could have done something with you, sir.
Hey, I just finished moving, and I was gotta see how time with that. I got a new relationship now too, so it's kind of.
Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go. This is the conversation I've had many times. So, Scotty, Mike, you want to take this convo, or or we're gonna let this one marinate?
And fuck, I still have
Listen,
so
if
much
he
to
starts
update
pitching
Mike
from
about.
there,
I haven't even updated Mike about. Fuck.
What, Scotty? What's your update?
We're not talking about this at this point.
No. Harrison needs advice. He's got new pussy in his life, and it's going to take away from his role playing. So this is the conversation.
Don't trust her when she says forget about it.
Also, don't trust her when she says he's just a friend or just a jiu-jitsu coach or just a guy she was in the military with.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Don't trust her when. Oh yeah, he's just a friend coming over to watch movies at the house.
Well, I didn't put a ring on it, so I mean, I'm okay right now.
It's early, sir. It's early. You're already talking about giving up your fake pretend wrestling life for this.
Well, it's not like I'm not talking to two others as well.
Okay. Now you're just.
Oh boy.
You're blowing yourself up in front of your friends. It's okay, buddy. You ain't got to do that. We all know the truth.
I got.
You're talking to me at midnight on a Saturday evening. Don't be telling me you got 3 bitches on
I
the
ain't
side.
doing shit right now. I ain't doing shit right now. You are correct about that.
Mm-hmm.
He was a baby, so you don't call him by the wrong name.
Oh, Scooter. Thank God you have good goalies on your side of the world, huh, Scotty?
Fucking idiot.
So I feel like my son. I feel like Mike needs to have like a intervention or like a side Discord just for all you guys. Like, as soon as you get as soon as they
there is
look
already
at you,
a Mike intervention site Discord.
Is there? Okay. Understood. My bad.
That's the AEW
I'm
channel.
not in any position to sponsor anyone. I'm still struggling with the wagon myself.
You guys.
Oh yeah, sorry. That one's for Mike. I thought you were asking. Oh
yeah, that one's for Mike.
Okay.
I got it.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah.
I understood.
I don't like all these sides.
Get some stuff done, and so he doesn't have to worry about anything.
What, you just talking about getting a little snip? Is that what you're talking about? Scott, I don't think you have to worry about getting a snip, dude.
Just the tip, dude. Just the tip.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't
Well,
want
the
to fucking.
circumcision, and they do that when you're a baby. They don't do that as an adult.
I think he's trying to snip it so he has no kids.
And that might be a thought for myself too. I'm after the fucking debacle recently. Fuck.
I mean, somebody let Bobby Dean have kids, so I mean, what the fuck?
Scotty is sitting down taking a piss right now. I
Look,
love
I
it.
did the 5-year trial,
Can hear the echo.
and I've decided I probably don't want any either.
I feel like there's been more in this specific chat per se, more. I don't want to say pussy whipped motherfuckers, but I kind of want to say pussy whipped motherfuckers than role plays done. Let's see, Bobby's done one role play, and that was half-ass.
Do other e-feds count?
Giles literally has done no, other feds don't count. Giles has done 100-word role plays just so he doesn't no show. I appreciate that.
I have yet to know show.
I get that. I get that. I mean, Pete will forever have the record of 6 words, so I know you're going to try to beat that at some point.
Oh, I'm on that.
Yeah.
That's a championship role play in old school wrestling. Classic
How
wrestling.
long was the Ben Halcomb role play where he offed his character?
It was longer than 6 words.
Look,
Yeah.
we can't speak bad about Ben. Look, Ben gave him $100. He's a great guy. I got my $100 back.
Benaroo.
I almost met up with Halcomb in Vegas. I was about 30 minutes away from him, and I was gonna go meet him up at some house party for some wrestling.
Yeah, that would have been bad, dude. You would have
Next thing you know, you're engaged to him. Just sneaks up on you.
You would be his new wife.
Yeah. You would have been pregnant. Tell him he would have been. You would have been doing chili willies off his ass the whole night.
I'm telling you, no one spends more than 10 minutes with Ben Halcomb without eventually getting engaged to him. You're better off not meeting him.
Or with an STD.
Yeah. And Scotty, let's be honest, you're a tiny little guy.
The dude's got more.
He would have flipped you over in a heartbeat.
He's definitely good.
Let me see. I think I got some Ben Halcomb graphics. Let me see. Hold on a second.
In the end, it came down to I didn't want to pay for the Uber ride out to where the fuck he was.
You and Solik should hang out then a lot. A lot.
Well, I picked up the subtle message there.
I mean,
I did not pick that up, but I'll figure that out at some point.
You will. Sorry.
Eric didn't want to take an Uber back to the hotel after Rampage because it was a $200 Uber at that point, or we would have had to walk a long way.
Right?
Fuck that.
So we took the train because the train was $3 a person.
Yeah.
But Lee didn't tell us till we were already seated and it was already too late that he gets motion sick on trains.
I died.
And then the train was
I spent
I
spent $4,000 to get those guys there. Floor seats, Ubers left and right, suites in the hotel on an airport. And Eric's like, yeah, I can only. And then the $9 for the train, he couldn't even get. He's like, my credit card won't work. I had to get the fucking $9. I had to pay for the $9. I had to pay to get sick.
And we bought him his shirt.
Yeah, his wife cut off his card, man.
He's like, it ain't working. I don't know what to do. It won't work. I need help. I'm like, you fucker. Mine worked right away. Let me see.
That show was so cool, though.
She gave him an allowance.
Yeah, it was gone with the beer. Trust me.
I definitely was jealous of you guys at AEW versus SummerSlam. I would have definitely rather been at AEW.
I wish E was here because we could tell some good stories. E actually had a lot of interaction with wrestlers, more than we did, because we were standing in line with fucking.
He hugged Sting.
Yeah, he hugged Sting. Yeah.
All right, that would be that's the best thing ever.
And
Mike, why don't you tell the story, Mike? Because you probably Eric's never gonna be able to tell it. He's fucked up right now.
So So immediately, I assume everybody here has seen the Punk promo on Rampage.
What?
Shut up, Dick.
Oh,
Go fix your knee.
Did Mike Best finish the show on top in that show as well?
He did.
Yes.
He came out and delivered a knee to Sting right when he was hugging. As soon as he was hugging, fucking Mike kneed him right in the fucking knee.
Little 5'6" Mike Best went in there and knocked out 6'4" Sting with the knee.
Yep, right in his other knee. His knee hit into Sting's knee, knocked him out. Boom, done.
What I actually did was I went to dark before it all started, and I found Austin Gunn, who's 25-0, and I ended his 25 match undefeated streak.
Okay, that's fine.
And then promptly did fuck all with that.
Fuck the Gunn brothers.
I know what that means because he done it twice.
So Lee and I watched exactly 0 wrestling at the wrestling show that we got together to go to.
0.
So we get to the arena at like 5:30. And the show starts at 7. So they're going to open the doors at 6. There are, no joke, probably 5,000-6,000 people in line already. We managed to find a line no one is standing in. There's maybe 20 people in front of us. They all go to the same place. So we get into that line. We're just talking shit. Lee all night could not become convinced that Punk was going to be there, no matter how clear it was that Punk was going to be there. So he just kept saying, he's fucking not here. He's fucking not here.
Yeah.
So when we finally get inside, we go to check out the merch table, but the line's too long because I just opened the doors. We go to check out the food line. The food line's too long. But so Eazy-E gets in line to grab some beers, and the line is so damn long, I tell Lee, hey, I'm going to go scout the rest of this out, see if there's anywhere with like shorter lines or whatever. Plus, I was sitting up in the 300s, and they were sitting on the floor, so I wanted to see where my seat was. So I go up there, and I find a bar with absolutely no one at it but bartenders. For some reason, no fans have gone this deep into the 3rd floor, like around the big circle. And this is behind where the Tron would be. So there's no reason for fans to be back there, but they're still running the bar. So I come back downstairs. Eazy finally getting out of line, and he waited in line for like 20, 25 minutes. So he just bought like 6, 7, 8 beers while he was up there. And I think the beers were like $15 a pop. So he brings all these beers back to the table with some fries, and he promptly puts 2 beers in front of me. I wasn't going to drink at all because I was getting over coronavirus. But then he put $30 worth of beer in front of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, now I'd be rude. So I just decided to get drunk as fuck instead. Which I got halfway there. But so we're all just sitting around drinking. They start taping Dark. And they're showing it on the monitors out there. And we're like, do we care about all these women's squash matches? No? Okay, let's keep drinking. And then they get into some regular matches. And we're like, do we care about this match? No, we'll keep drinking. We ended up, they taped Dark. They taped Dark Elevation. We didn't watch either of those.
None of it.
Just drank and watched. We watched on the monitors. But we went back up to that bar on the 3rd floor where there was no line to drink up there in peace and be able to talk. Plus, I was starting to get abrasive because we met Small Face Miro.
Yes.
Who is a man who looked exactly like fucking Miro. Actually, I should say Rusev because he had the long hair and everything. Except with the small face filter from Snapchat. He looked so much like Miro that I had to tell him he looked like Miro. We also saw Not Kostoff, who I'm fairly certain might have been Kostoff.
Yes, I think it was Kostoff.
Yeah, so we go upstairs, and all of a sudden security asks if we can move. They want to move us over like 20 feet.
Giles, mute your shit. I'm trying to hear a story.
Let me talking.
I don't give a fuck about who you're talking to. Mute your shit.
Miller Lights.
Harrison.
So security comes over and wants to move us from where we are.
It's Jim.
You're a dick.
Oh,
Who was that?
God.
It's Giles.
It
Giles
was-
being a prick to
It
you.
was. No,
There.
there was. Oh my God! That
Nobody
was not.
tell him.
There was the.
What?
Oh goodness!
You
I
can't even
used my
speak.
admin powers.
Your admin, kick him, boot him.
Oh, I muted him.
Oh, okay.
That's an admin mute. Only I can remove, or only an admin can remove that.
You are
I
the
don't know
son
if
of
you knew about
God.
that tool, but now
Yeah,
you
well,
do.
you are the son of God, and you are, obviously the number one contender for any championship I have. And if needed, I will introduce you into the Hall of Fame as special guest referee, maybe as a ring announcer. Everything that Sutler couldn't accomplish, I'm pretty sure Michael can. So,
Damn.
please continue the story.
But so security comes over and they ask us if we can move, and there's
Yes.
no reason to ask us to move from there whatsoever, except that Lee notices that the entrance to the arena closest to the road you come in from, like from outside, if you're going to drop somebody off in a car, that they've moved all the staff out into that hallway for some kind of a meeting. And it's also right next to a service elevator. We're like, this is where they're going to sneak Punk in.
Yep.
So we move exactly as far away as we feel like. We're just far enough they're not going to move us, but we're still right there. And that's when we go back. We're standing at the bar, and the bartenders are talking to security, like some kind of last minute meeting. And then one of the bartenders comes over and starts telling us, or actually, I think either Lee or Eric, I can't remember. One of them asked the bartender straight up, "Hey, CM Punk here tonight?"
Yeah, we did. I did, yeah.
And the bartender was like, either the bartender worked us, well, worked you anyway.
Yep, he worked me.
Either the bartender worked you or they worked the bartenders, because the bartender says, and I'm sure they worked the bartender, says, "Oh, they just told us there was supposed to be some big deal guy here tonight, but he's not here, so they're going to give everybody a present on the way home." And we realized after the fact, the reason they were assembling all that staff for a meeting was to figure out how to distribute the ice cream bars at the end of the show.
Right, yep.
But it looked like they were putting together Goldberg-like security to bring
Yeah,
somebody
it
in.
was. Dude,
They
they
were
were
like, and they were denying vendors access to the service elevator.
Yeah.
And those are the people who are supposed to use it. So obviously there's going to be a VIP using this elevator. We're more convinced than ever that if Punk's here, he's coming in here. So we're just getting like, Eric's getting like, I wouldn't say at any point he was belligerently drunk, because that has a negative connotation, but he was belligerently happy drunk. Like, he picked me up a lot and hugged me. It was like, "I'm so fucking glad you're here." Like, he was that kind of drunk. And so finally we're getting closer and closer and closer to the show. The bartenders let us know security just told them they have to close down at exactly 9:00. They're the only bar closing in the whole arena at 9:00. Like, fuck, this is happening. But now it's 5 minutes to the show, and Lee and Eric are like damn near at the guardrail. So they don't want to not be in their seats for the beginning of the show. So I decided to take one for the team. I'm like, I'm going to stay here and see what I can find out. You guys run down to your seats. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And I hear Rampage starting. And then as I'm standing watching this service elevator waiting for CM Punk, I hear and I went, "Motherfucker." I
Yeah.
threw my half full beer. I don't even know if it made it into the garbage. Granted, mind you, I've just tested negative for COVID for the first time a day earlier. Not even the day earlier, I was still positive. I was negative that morning. I was still recovering. I was fucking exhausted. I had no energy, and I had just traveled all day and walked around Chicago. And I'm sprinting across this arena, half out of breath, to get to where my seat is. I get out in time to watch him come out. He cuts the promo. It's fucking amazing. It's way louder there than even it was on TV. And then there's the point in the promo where he takes off his sweatshirt and reveals his new shirt. So I let him finish his promo, but then I was like, I'm going to be slick. like they're for sure going to be putting that shirt out now
Yep.
so people can buy it. I'll get down there while he's still in the ring, but done with his promo. No one else will be out yet because I'll be watching Punk. So I run out of there. I go down the escalator. I get to the merch line. The merch line is no joke, probably a quarter mile long already. So Lee comes out and gets in line with me because we thought about getting into 3 different lines, but that's no fun. We're here to hang out with each other. So Lee just gets in line with me. We make friends with all the people around us. We wait in line for not just the rest of Rampage, but for like a 30-minute like rollover from there. They're still out sending the crowd home happy. And we're still in line. So for the main event, Eric's like, hey guys, look, I want a shirt and everything, but like I've never seen Moxley live. I've never been to an AEW show. We have really good seats. I think I'm gonna go check out this fucking match. So he goes out, he watches the match. Lee and I are in line. Everybody's chanting for CM Punk. The whole thing's fucking crazy. Moxley walks out to do his entrance right by where we're standing.
Yep.
The whole crowd's going ape shit for that. And then Eric, meanwhile, is like Lee's phone is dead. Eric's phone is almost dead. Mine's the only phone with any charge. And so Eric's blowing up my phone. Where the fuck are you guys? You guys need to get out here. You need to get out here. This is awesome. And I'm thinking he's just enjoying wrestling, right? This motherfucker comes back out when he's done. He was there for the whole post-match celebration interaction with the crowd. So from what I remember, he did the following things. He handed his beer to Eddie Kingston, who gave it to Jon Moxley to drink.
Yep.
Jon Moxley drank Eric's beer, and then Eric told Moxley he owed him $8.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah.
He talked to Kingston. He talked to Sting and told Sting like what a big fan he was, and Sting gave him a hug.
Yes, he did.
It was just the whole thing was fucking wild. Meanwhile, Lee and I are still just waiting for shirts.
Yeah, we're still in line trying to get a shirt. By the way, if anybody's been in arena, like there's a 100, 200 right section, right?
Yeah.
We were in the 100 section. Like me, I had tickets on the floor and tickets up top, right? Me and Mike were on the 100 section in line. The line wrapped around the whole arena. There was 3 merch booths. All of them wrapped around the whole length of the United Center, the whole arena, right? And went up the stairs into the next level and went through there. It was that long.
And that arena holds 22,000 people.
Yes, it went all the way around the arena, our line, and up the stairs to the second level. And I don't know how far along there because we never left. Like Mike would do recon and like sneak up and go like, hey, like we had people like, hey, I need to go here. We would hold spots in line. Mike like, hey, we're getting closer. I'm telling you, it was over a mile long, the line. It was fucking, I've never seen anything like it. And I've been to Rosemont, I've been to United Center, I've been to Rosemont, more than United Center. The United Center is not loud. I've been there for Bulls games. It's not loud. Even when Jordan was there, it wasn't, I'm telling you, I've seen Jordan live and I've seen Punk live, and it's not recently biased. That arena was more loud for CM Punk than it was for Michael Jordan. I promise you. There's no way. It was crazy. I cannot tell you how loud that fucker was. Yeah, it was just crazy.
Not just volume. It was also the sustained nature of the pop.
It was crazy. Like I try to record it, and trying to record it and live in the moment is like really tough. So like my videos, I got to piece them together for you guys. But like we were staying on top of our chairs. Like I'm like literally 13 rows back, right? So when they go to commercial, when Mike takes off to go get in line, me and Solix run up to the guardrail. Punk's like going around the ring. We gave Punk high five. We're like, hey, this is awesome. Then we're like, oh fuck. We're gonna be last in line. We go out there. Dude, we walk like for 10 minutes to find Mike. That's how far we had to walk just to get in line. It was no joke. Like, I watched 10 minutes of in-ring action, 15 minutes, a promo. We spent all that money, did all the travel, stayed in a hotel, on the airline, on the airport, we did all that for literally 10, however long his promo was in post-match, just to stay in
And
line.
it was absolutely worth it.
It was
like, there was
totally,
never,
that's how I was going to end it. It was
no question.
totally worth it. Totally worth it. That's what I was going to end it with. It was so worth it. I'll never forget that. And I got 2 shirts. I bought 2 shirts. I'm like, Mike's ahead of me. Like, Mike, you go ahead of me. If get me an extra, just in case they're out of my size, get me one. So he got me one. Gave him some cash. So I got one for my brother. He don't want it.
He
Don't
gave you
fit.
some cash against your will, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I was like, motherfucker, you paid for us to come out here. Take the shirt. He just shoved $40 in my hand.
Right. So I have an extra shirt. I know a few people want it. I'm thinking about doing a square game or something like that and make fun of it. But I'm just saying, I've never seen anything like that in my life. And I've seen Jordan play. I was 2016 Cubs. I went to Wrigley. I have never seen anything. And again, it's not recently biased or anything like that. Dude, that United Center is so hard to get loud. There's reason why people hate United Center and they love Allstate Arena or the old Chicago Stadium. It was just better. You're closer. It's louder. It's more fun. United Center sucks. And for them to make it that loud and be that fun, Mike made a great point while we're there. Like, everybody was in line. Nobody gave a fuck about what happened after that promo, but everybody that was on that show, that AEW show, after that was for everybody watching on TV, which was so smart on AEW's part because nobody in the arena gave a fuck about what happened after Punk came out.
And like immediately following that match with like Jungle Boy and who else was in it afterwards? I know Jungle Boy was there, like people you want eyeballs on because they know they've got the television audience at that time, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? They did like 1.2 million, whatever the fuck it was, and then went down, whatever. But that night, it was everybody was in line talking about it. Like nobody gave a fuck. Even in line, nobody was watching the monitors. Like they have TVs everywhere. You can watch the show happening. Nobody gave a fuck. Everybody's just talking about Punk this, and then Moxley came in like through the door. Right, we're standing next to. He was like right next to us. So it was just so worth it. But I mean, the money per hour would be ridiculous. But it was I am bitter. Like we went to catch the train, and one of the guys that was on the ramp with us, he bought tickets for all 3 events. He got Rampage, he had I think Dynamite, and then he had All Out. Right, Mike? He had tickets for all 3 events, and
yeah, they were actually. I didn't find this out until we were already back. But they actually had a combo deal. They were selling a 3-pack of tickets.
Yeah, and he had that
Dynamite, Rampage, and All Out. They sold out real fast.
All Out secondary market is like $1,500 a ticket right now. It's stupid, and that was with Punk only. Now they are, they're talking about, the Dragon coming in. It's like fuck, right? It's like
I mean, yeah, and I think that's pretty much.
Well, you
that's
have
like 99%.
You have to at this point with Coco happening. You're right. You got to get him in front of fans.
Punk did. Punk did
they
Renee
said they're gonna
Paquette's
wait till New York,
podcast.
but,
And on it, she asked. He's made a comment about. He's like, "Oh, I want to work with the Bucks. I'll have to find a tag team partner." And Renee asked him. She goes, "You got anybody in mind?" He goes, "Well, if I'm in a fantasy bucket." And then he stops himself. He goes, "What day does this come out?" She goes, "Saturday." He goes, "Oh, never mind."
That's awesome. Yeah, you got to get him in front of fans. It's the same thing with Punk said. Like, like, hey, it's been worked for a while, but I wasn't coming back until they had fans. Fans are going to be leaving soon. You're not going to have fans here pretty quickly. With everything going on in the United States, you got to get him in front of fans because there's nothing worse. Like that's like when McIntyre had his WrestleMania moment. Like that was such a great thing, but it was in front of nobody. Like it was
no one. Yeah, yeah.
You got if you got him signed and you're waiting for New York might not happen in front of fans.
New York's underwater, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. They're having people drown in their apartment because of how shitty it is. And that was with just the Ida coming through as a thunderstorm. You know what I mean? That wasn't even as a hurricane. So, let alone with the Coco, I'm telling you, and Scotty, you're up there. You know this.
We got like a good 7 to 8 inches of rain.
They gotta get Dragon out there, get in front of his fans, and do it in Chicago where it's gonna be super fucking hot. Do it.
Yep.
And just go. Just fucking go.
Yeah.
Go until the fans aren't there, and then pivot. But at that point, you should have. Dragon's gonna bring more casual fans than Punk. Punk Punk, everybody that loved Punk was already an AEW fan, I feel like, right? There's some casuals like me that were just in and out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely brought back a lot of. They brought in Punk for the lapsed fan.
Which is
Brian,
me.
they're going to
Which
bring
is
in
me.
for the casual fan.
Yeah, exactly. And the other part I feel bad about for Mike and E is like they came into town. We went to Pro Wrestling Tees, right? But man, we tried to time it to where we could get to the show right afterwards. But everything was gone. It was fucking gone when we got there. They got there.
It was fine anyway. I think we more just wanted to like have been there, you know?
Right. So they got to go, but it was empty. It was fucking empty. You got to see the murals and the door that Colt gets to go through and all that shit. But I mean, I'm sure that was kind of cool for you guys. But I just felt bad, like you couldn't buy wrestling shirts. Although when we get to the arena, every fucking shirt they were selling was standing in line. It was. They made some good money that day. There's no doubt about it.
A few pennies.
Yes, sir.
A couple of shekels to keep the bills paid.
It was by far the best wrestling event I've ever been to, and I saw I didn't see one match. I did not see one match live. I didn't. I did not see one fucking match live. Every match I saw was snippets in line waiting on a t-shirt. And they sold that motherfucker out on a rumor. And then when he started handing out fucking ice cream bars were shit, by the way. Me and Mike threw.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They were horrible. I kept the wrapper though. You can't believe I kept the wrapper. But it was awesome. They lit up the outside of United Center with CM Punk graphics. It was so badass. They haven't done that since the Bulls, like Jordan. They haven't done that at all. It was awesome. So good. Do it again in a heartbeat. Do it again in a heartbeat.
That whole fucking show was just fantastic. And Eric, who you'd think Eric would be the least nerdy of the three of us, because Lee runs HOW.
Right.
I play his fake pretend son.
Right.
And we call each other son and dad, and I'm the poser guy who plays D&D. Eric used to be military.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like, and I mean this with love because I adore that man, Eric looks like he has a moonshine recipe for you, yes, and some strong feelings about the government.
Yes.
And he's a sweet guy. He's also exactly that. Like,
yeah.
So he seems like the one of us who's going to be like kind of looking around to see who can hear us talking about wrestling, you know?
Right. Which is funny too, because like we're in the Uber going to.
That is exactly the story I was going to tell. Go ahead.
Well, I know we're in the Uber, right? So I start talking about the whore, right? I'm like, hey guys, we gotta do a whore later. There's three of us in the back. I'm like, guys,
different story.
Hey, you can tell the other one. So I'll pivot because we're doing a whore. I'm like, man, we gotta do a whore later. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, man, we should do the whore for like 3 hours. Just take turns, like just The driver was so like, what the fuck? Because he was already nervous because 3 white dudes walked in. There's a black driver. We walk in, and he's like, where you guys?
He wasn't just black. He was like from Africa. Still had the accent.
And he's like, you guys are. So there's 2 bald. It was basically we were escorting Mike around. Like, right, he was the boss, and we were like his escorts, right? We're his security, and we're going to a pro wrestling show. So he was already like nervous. He straight up said, "I'm like, I'm a little nervous about taking you guys where we're going." So I just leaned into it. It was fun. But go ahead, Mike. Tell the other part of it.
Well, that's so. So the guy says he's nervous, and Eric, who has balls of steel, I must say, dude definitely has balls of steel.
Yeah.
He just leans forward and he goes, "Why are you nervous?" And he goes, "Well, you're going to a wrestling show, and you're wrestlers. You look like wrestlers."
Yeah.
And I chuckle, and Lee chuckles. And the one guy of the three of us, I would not have expected this from, goes, "Oh yeah, no, we're wrestlers. I'm Steve Solex, that's Lee Best, and this is his son Mike."
It was so good.
And then he never corrected that it was a joke.
No, he didn't.
So for the rest of the show, we were, for the rest of the drive, we were just wrestlers. And this was not a 7-minute Uber.
No,
This was an
hour.
Uber. It was like an 18-mile drive. It was an hour in this Uber with this dude. In the same dude who hears Lee talking, oh yeah, we got to do horrors. We got to do horrors tonight. Or we got to do horrors. We got to do a horror night. We got to do a horror for 3 hours. And I leaned, like, we'd already traumatized this guy so much. Eric was at one point over on the other side of us, just being like, I don't remember who he was talking about, but he's like, oh yeah. And then he started fucking that black girl. And what he was saying contextually wasn't racist. It was just the excited way he was telling the story. I saw the driver look up into the mirror, and I was like, Jesus, this poor guy's already been traumatized by us. So as Lee's talking about this horror we're going to do all night, I said very loudly, I said, boy, if someone didn't know that was the name of a radio show, this would be uncomfortable.
It was good. It was good. I feel bad that we just didn't have more time. We could have done so much. Like, not knowing you guys had never been in like Chicago or a city like that, there was so much to do. There was, and I felt bad. But
it was right up there with the cruise for coolest wrestling things I've ever done. So my two coolest wrestling experiences ever. One was the Jericho cruise with Colin, and then the other one's Rampage with Lee and Eric. That's pretty fucking cool for a dorky little writing hobby.
Yeah, that's a good list. That's a good list, no doubt.
Neither of mine come anywhere close to those two. I mean, SummerSlam was awesome, but it does not compare to CM Punk.
What the
oh, come on, you guys got Becky Lynch.
So here's my thing. Like, I told this to Mike and Eric.
And Lesnar were great. I will admit that. Those were two cool surprises.
Well, here's the thing, right? And I said this to Mike and E, and we were talking about this. I went to Raw like 2 weeks before Rampage, and Raw was sold out, and it was at Allstate, and that's super loud. Like, it's an awesome spot, right? And it was sold out. The crowds couldn't be more different. Like, when I went to Raw, I took my boy, my 10-year-old son, and I went there, and it was just me and a bunch of other dads with their little kids, right?
Yeah.
You go to Rampage, it's guys like me, Mike, and Eric, and everybody on this chat, where everybody's into it, and everybody in line was a smart fan. They were on the Meltzer channel. It was ridiculous. Everybody knew everything. Everybody heard every rumor. Everybody was on every Reddit, everything. I go to Raw, and it's like, my boy don't know everything. No one's smart enough. The kids are yelling, but you can't really hear them, right? It's just, whatever. It's a 3-hour show. It's exhausting. It's way too long live, right?
I pretty much knew by the time we got there that it was going to be like that too, because we saw the dude in the Danhausen Best in the World shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, a bunch of really obscure wrestling shirts, and I was like, oh, these are our people.
Exactly. It's just so different. Like, AEW has the cool factor. It has the hardcore fan for sure, and everybody going to Raw is taking their kids. It's like they're both sold out, but oh my god, it was such a different environment. Like, it was ridiculous how black and white it was in terms of fans.
There's probably a mix at SummerSlam. You probably had a bit more nerdy fans just because it's a big pay-per-view and everything.
Yeah,
right.
Pay-per-view is probably.
I mean, I sat next to a guy who was dressed up as Ric Flair and John Cena.
That's awesome.
It also probably depends on how you're buying the tickets. Like, I remember when I went to the two WrestleManias I went to, because I was buying it for like the travel package. It's like a lot, it's a lot of Europeans and stuff like that have flown in. So, but you're buying the tickets for like Hall of Fame, Raw, SmackDown, WrestleMania, and all that,
right. Like,
and you're getting put up in the hotel. So that section is all kind of more of your tuned in people than probably like if you're up the next layer in the stands or something like that. Right. So also probably depends where you're sitting too.
I noticed a few. I was leaving from Hartford, Connecticut, and I noticed on my flight out there were like a handful of people with like wrestling shirts and shit, like grown adults and everything, flying out with me to, like, I know where you're going. It's like
that's cool. Like, we saw a ton of people with the pro wrestling T-shirts. Like, we didn't get any of them. But they're, oh my god. And like Mike's saying, there's the obscure. You could tell everybody was a smart fan. Everybody was everybody knew what.
There's that whole group of dudes wearing the Tony Schiavone shirts.
Yeah, exactly. The Tony Schiavone shirts were amazing. They were fucking
Aw.
amazing. Yeah, it was great.
I love Tony. It's nice that people buy Tony shirts. I love that guy.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
great.
and then you still had like your guys wearing John Cena shirts and
There was
shit, but you're gonna have
NWO
those.
shirts there. It was yeah.
Um,
But it's just two different crowds, and that's where they're going. And AEW, I've been saying it for like a month now. They're WCW with a guy that learned from WCW, so he won't make the same mistakes and better money. Like he's not going to
Yeah.
go through a divorce.
and he wouldn't
Or,
even be insulted by that.
exactly. No, he wouldn't. He'd be like, "You're right," because I learned from what they did. I'm not going to do that. And by the way, I don't. If I go through a divorce, I'm going to lose half my shit. So I mean, he runs Jacksonville Jaguars. They got a shitload of money. Him and his dad, right? His dad literally said, "Hey, I'm gonna give you all this money because you might as well spend some of it before you die, right? I have a shit ton of money, right?" And they hold Fall Home soccer squad. So I mean, dude, he is such an e-fighter. You've heard him talk
Yep.
about it, like, "Hey, this is a show that I had written in a notebook 10 years ago." Motherfucker, I used to do that too. It's called Mayhem and Chaos. It's like, come on, it's so good. And it's just so different. I'm glad they're it's all the ratings were going. They're gonna fluctuate. They really are. I think Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan is the big one. I think he's the casual fan. He's the one that's gonna actually bring it up and keep it up. Punk is gonna have all the people. They just want to see what the fuck happens, right? Everybody tuned in
I
just to
think
see what happens, right?
they've been doing well with that. Like they've been very consistently high with the 18 to 49 since Punk got back. So I imagine like he's for like that kind of mid aged culture lot.
Yep.
But I have a big question for everyone.
Yes, sir.
When the fuck you all coming over to Tokyo then?
So
Fucking
are you
Wrestle
gonna?
Kingdom would be dope.
As long as you fly me in.
Well, yeah, because the same fucking price as flying Mike to Chicago.
Yeah. So you do the same thing, and I'll be there in a heartbeat. I would
It's-
love to go to Dome. I want to go to a show in England. I really want to go to England at some point. I would love to go to Manchester. Hook up with me and Narcotic were talking the other day because Ronaldo just came back to Manchester's United. So me and him were talking. And even he's been out of wrestling in and out a little bit. He's like, "Man, that Punk stuff's awesome." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was just there." I sent him some pictures. So I would love. There's a couple of places like Manchester, Tokyo, MSG. Never been to MSG. I'd love to go there. So yeah, there's
Good
definitely.
garden.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go some of these places because
I
I feel like
I think
Garden. I'll take a trip down to New York for that for sure.
well, that's the thing. It's like I feel like sooner than we want, we're not gonna be able to travel again here soon.
yeah.
And that's the sad part of it.
I
I
have
don't
a
mean
feeling I don't think anybody's gonna shut shit down again. It's just gonna be you're gonna have to live with the risk of it, I think, again, but that's a whole nother conversation.
yeah. Well, here
Yeah.
I will tell you this. Like my work, everybody's pivoting to like you got to prove that you're vaccinated type bullshit, right?
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be like part of your passport coming up soon. You gotta have
Yep.
that to that type of shit. So who fucking knows? It is what it is. But
Were you aware that we were still live on Twitch?
oh yeah, I know we are.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Darth Vader on my potato head, keeping us live. Yeah. I wanted to. I stopped the whore and restarted it when we moved into Real Wrestling Chatter, and so some people like this more than the actual HOW chat. So I'm always.
There you go. December 4th, Lee.
That's my
Ranger,
birthday.
How dare they?
That's my birthday.
Ranger Chicago at MSG.
That is my birth. Are you telling me that I? Oh.
I forget your birthday is the 4th too. Fuck.
We need to talk about this, sir.
It is now your birthday just now on the 4th.
Yes. Is there any? Now we need to find out if there's a wrestling event in the area around then. So hey, while I got everybody here, Clay, how you doing,
Hi.
sir?
Yo, what's up?
How many hours do you need?
I'm good. Like
24 hours, I got it. Done
That
did
sounded
good,
like
kid.
24 hours.
Yeah, you done did good, kid. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 Hall of Famers here. Let me ask you guys. No one else is listening. Everybody's dropped off. No one's gonna
No one's
listen.
listening.
No
No
one's
one's
gonna
listening.
listen to this
Go
at
ahead.
all.
No.
Again, I'm not gonna tolerate politicking and all that bullshit. But you guys have an idea who you potentially might vote here in a couple months? Colin, what do you got? Anybody?
Not yet.
Okay.
There's potential. There's potential by the end of the year, I would say, but not yet.
Okay. What about you, Scotty?
I've got my short list of 2 to 3 people.
Okay. What about you, Mike?
You know, I got a couple of names potentially in mind. Maybe. It depends how things play out. They were kind of like my votes to lose at this point.
I gotcha.
Mine and yours are
But
probably the same, right? I'm guessing from the way you're talking.
they probably are.
Yeah.
And again, what we're talking about is Hall of Fame votes. I wanted specific people I wanted to put in, which I've done, and now we end the year. The Hall of Famers will vote, and if somebody gets a majority, they will be the final person to go into the Hall of Fame in 2021. If not, we will go into the following year. I will provide a list of nominees if needed. If anybody has anybody add on, they can, but I've always provided a short list of who is on my list.
That's good for discussion.
Potentially in character OSC wise. I always provide a little list. You guys can use it. You don't have to use it, whatever, but just putting it out there. So just
it's good to have a
saying
list for to think it gives a bit more structure to your thoughts sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. And it's September. We're within basically the last 3 months, last quarter of the year.
Yeah.
So we got in 90 days, give or take. It'll be either another Hall of Famer in with you guys, which will be voted in by a Hall of Famer, or the last one will be one said Brian McVeigh. And Colin, I have to ask you. You were live on the horror for that show, but you went mute on me for a while. Why'd you go mute on me, sir? I feel like, we had a good show going, and I'm like, I was trying to promote the next Hall of Famer. I was giving all these facts out, and you just went quiet on me for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't remember that.
This is when you and Mac both went on mute for 3 minutes after an announcement was made.
Yeah, I remember that.
What are we talking about?
Oh, do we need to put you on Wrestlers Court right now? I feel like
I can't even. No, I just honestly can't recall. Like, what was
when Lee was leading up to his announcements for the next Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And then you had to go on mute for 3 minutes when you heard what he said.
Mm-hmm. You don't remember that? I said this guy shows up every week.
Yeah, no, I know, and I remember you indicating, and I remember by the point you'd said all that, I feel like I didn't go off to discuss anything because I was already accepting that could happen because he'd been ticking some of the boxes at that point.
You literally went on mute, and I tried to even talk to you, and you wouldn't even come off mute.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
You told me that it was because you were laughing for 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the fucking Brian McVeigh. I went on mute after Brian McVeigh was revealed because I was killing myself laughing and couldn't speak.
That's what I'm talking about. Why'd you disappear on me?
Oh, he thought you meant when he got put into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, no, not when you got put in. I'm talking about my last.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's why. You're probably talking to me, and I was probably still in hysterics. That's probably why.
Because the whole time I had him on the show, I'm like, hey, we're going to announce it. And you're like, I got it. I know who it is. We're good. Well, everybody's going to be mad. Everybody's going to be mad. I know. And you're like,
you'd asked me to review the main event that night for certain HR potential issues, if I remember correctly.
You do.
And I gave it the thumbs up. So I was never going to be of that mindset. Like, fuck that shit. But when you then said Brian McVeigh, it was hilarious, and I laughed for like 3 minutes to tears. So
let me ask The only reason I bring that up is I want to ask the question, right? You guys say you have
Yes.
short lists.
Mhm.
Who's on your short list? Is one
Uh,
Stevens on your
Jace,
short list?
Jace is on my short list.
Is
For me, not like any like group think or anything like that.
Yep.
The only thing with Jace is he makes the Discord fucking intolerable, and I stopped reading it.
hurting his Hall of Fame votes. Funny. Scotty, who's on your short list? I'm curious.
Jace is on my short list. Stevens is on my short list.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Both of them have done a lot for the Fed, both
No doubt.
in and out of character.
No doubt.
One has done more probably in character. One has done more out of character.
No doubt. I agree with that.
Fuck. Off the top of my head, I can't think. I think there's a third one that's on there too, but
The fact you can't think of them, they don't count.
it's been a long day, so it's not a knock for probably the third it is.
You gonna make the fantasy draft tomorrow?
No.
Good. You better set your auto draft. You better set your auto draft.
I have 4 games in a row tomorrow, and it's right in the middle of all that.
Set your draft, sir.
Do yourself a favor, Scotty. Set Tiki Barber in the first round.
Tiki Barber, Cam Newton, and
there you go, Walter Payton.
Tim Tebow. He got signed by somebody, right?
What about that OJ dude?
OJ.
He's a killer of a
He's up and
pickup.
coming.
He's a killer pickup.
Do I make the Aaron Hernandez joke? No, that's a little close to home.
Too soon. Although you are going to prison, so that tracks.
Yeah.
Scotty, Scotty, don't fuck up this Rumble the Rock thing, please.
He's not in prison anymore.
Scooter.
What?
Don't fuck up Rumble the Rock, please.
In what way?
I don't know, by not role playing, by not showing up, I don't know.
Trying to be cool.
Was the last? You remember the last time I no-showed a match in HOW, and it was because I was in the hospital.
Hey,
all I hear is excuses right now. I'm sorry.
I role played with COVID from my deathbed.
Yeah, man. What a hero! What a hero that Mike guy is.
Yeah.
Give him my second vote for Hall of Fame.
Yep. That's why he's
Who was the asshole who fucked me up from during that? I think it was Giles, right? Giles get the rub.
I'm
I
sure.
think he had the rub to give me the concussion.
You're telling me that a handler having OOC issues was the cause of a big win for Cancer Giles? Say it so.
Oh, poor George is already gone. I was hoping he was playing. Yeah, I know. Aw.
Okay, I'll buy George a beer when I go up to. Wait, no, he doesn't live in Maine. That's Doozer.
And Max.
Wrong Bandit.
Yeah, Max up there. All right, so Scotty, set your lineup for tomorrow. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'll figure out how to do that.
All right, I'm about to tap out. You guys got anything else you want to chat about?
Let's hear Mike's picks.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Mike. Who's on your short list, buddy?
Damn it!
No, you got away, but Colin called you out.
Alex Beckman, Durango.
No, I would try to get Mike Best in the second time before I'd waste an NPC like that.
Where the names
I could play on the Rob vote. Get those Rob sympathy points that I've already been getting through HOFC references.
There you go.
Which, by the way, Rob would absolutely, like, if I told Rob that I used his death to help get an HOFC win, he'd laugh and be proud of me, so I don't feel bad about it.
No, he'd be all about it, trust me.
But, also, I don't really do that. It's just because Scotty's here, and he always accuses me of that. I didn't want to sound like I was actually confessing. My short list... So obviously Jason Stevens have got to be on like everybody's short list, right? And like Stevens is a racist and Jason is a sexist. Take your pick.
Yeah.
That tracks.
But so I also think though I've got a couple outliers on mine. I'm kind of based on time served, overall contributed. I've kind of got the Bandits on my short list.
Ooh.
Like collectively?
Which
As a unit?
one? Yeah. Give me which one.
Well, I guess there's no way you'll ever allow a stable to go in instead of the individual handlers.
No, not that stable. That's for sure.
I mean, out of the bandits, obviously, I think the only three who even can be in the conversation are Doozer, Giles, and Bobby, because those are the guys who've had like the time. And like Zeb's fucking great. Zeb's just been here for a cup of coffee comparatively.
Yeah.
What about Ridiculous?
Fuck that guy.
Still using
After
my
he quit
closer, by the way.
HOW,
And then Heat has to go in with him too.
he also sends me weird conservative rants on Facebook Messenger sometimes for no reason at all. Like we won't be having a conversation.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And not like stuff we could all agree on either. Like it's pretty not hot takes. And he's Canadian, which makes it make even less sense that he loves Donald Trump so much. But anyway, so I could look at Doozer, and obviously, like, you know, Doozer has flake issues. You look at Giles, and Giles has some flake issues, but George's biggest problem isn't flaking; it's motivation. You know, and that's kind of across the board. Like, sometimes he's the most active dude backstage helping out. Sometimes he chills for a while, and that's fine. But it's kind of the same with like his role playing. Either he whoops everybody's ass forever, or he just doesn't care.
I will put this disclaimer out here for you, Michael, just to help out. It is the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Very Good or Sometimes Good.
I mean, that's true, right? But I'm talking about, so it's
I don't give a fuck if they've been here for 30 years. They're not. I wouldn't put them in.
Well, and I'm saying this is a short list. This isn't necessarily people who I think are for sure. These are people I'm watching or thinking about.
I know, and I'm just giving you my opinion. And I don't have a vote, by the way. So whatever I say doesn't matter.
Similarly, I also think of the Hall of Fame not just for guys like, I'm going to use him as the example because when you think of him, because the only real Hall of Fame is WWE Hall of Fame. So, like, yes, you have your Hulk Hogan's in the Hall of Fame, but you also have your Brooklyn Brawlers. Like, guys who, they weren't necessarily the top of the industry or anything, but, like, they were, like, almost like mascots.
Wait,
so I also think
the Hall of Fame?
He's got to be. I'm like 99% sure he is.
Well, Coco B wears him. You could have just said that.
Yeah, I mean, Coco B wears there.
I mean,
so
my Hall of Fame will not be compared to a WWE Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Anyway, I say all that to say other guys kind of on my short list. Black Mamba.
I'm okay with that one.
And I really have to look back a little bit, I think, but potentially Ethan Kavanaugh.
No, I would consider more.
I think Mamba more than Kavanaugh because Mamba's been around more. But Kavanaugh was already here when I got here, so I don't know how long he was here before that.
I mean, Mamba's been around, but Mamba compared to, I think Kavanaugh's had. I mean, if you're just going to compare. If you want to compare Giles, Mamba, and Kavanaugh, Giles has had probably the better run of in HOW than the three. Kavanaugh had a great feud with America and stuff. Mamba, I can't think of really any feud that he's ever.
But the thing that makes me say Black Mamba is because I don't know why. And I know that sounds dumb, but like I don't know why I really feel like Black Mamba deserves a Hall of Fame vote, but I just feel it. Like, and it's just like one of those things. It's just like because quote real wrestling is fake, you know, you can justify like, okay, so why is Brooklyn Brawler in the Hall of Fame? Well, if wrestling was real, it wouldn't make any sense for him to be in it.
Which he is not in it.
Oh, I thought he was. But he for sure should be a Hall of Famer. You know, he never had a prestigious career, but he definitely, like, he was there. He was a guy who did a particular job and he did it well. It's not the best writers of fame. It's the Hall of Fame. Or it's not the Hall of Best Writers, I should say. It's the Hall of Fame. Like, Scotty, when you got into the Hall of Fame, in character wise, you absolutely didn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame yet. And you know that too.
Probably not at the time.
No, that's what I'm saying. At the time. Now, it makes sense that Scotty Wood's a Hall of Famer. You've done a bunch of shit since then. But at the time, it was because of everything you did backstage. You know? Now, Floyd, as far as I know, has never been like staff or anything, but the guy is just reliable. Like, if Lee needed to book him next week, he'd role play. Probably. It's like a 66% chance. And like, he just...
Sorry, I just spotted the official sponsor.
Huh? How about that? Huh?
Good hell.
Breaking news. I didn't want to trump
No.
Mike's news, so I did that on the side a little bit.
Oh, I gotta go take a peek.
It is official. It's a legit sponsor. Many hours of negotiations.
Does that mean he's back?
I don't know what you're talking about. I just announced a sponsor. That's all I did.
Man, now I gotta throw Jake a message reassuring him that me talking shit about Resmart and my HOFC roleplay was just for effect and had nothing to do with him. It wasn't a fourth wall shot.
So Resmart is the official sponsor of Rumble the Rock. It's been negotiated for many a week, and I promised him we would announce it tonight. But I felt like it would have got lost in the shuffle on the show with all the vignettes for Rumble the Rock, videos, and poser scenes. So I told him I'd be news poster.
We need to fill up the inventory so people can start buying up for Rumble at the Rock.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why they are the sponsor for Rumble the Rock, because you can get all your needs at Resmart. So stay tuned for more news about Resmart, Rumble the Rock, and Alcatraz Prison.
You know, speaking of merch lines, it dawns on me that all the people who said that AEW was nothing but a t-shirt company at the Rampage we went to they were technically correct.
Yeah, well, it was 100% a t-shirt company. There's no doubt about it.
Of the arena was waiting in line for a t-shirt.
Yes, and when we arrived there, they all were wearing t-shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees. That's okay. It was.
Hey, they're a good t-shirt company.
They are a very good t-shirt company. There's no doubt about it. I waited in line. I bought 2 of them. I got one that I'm going to put in here in the square game. Extra large. So anybody who wants in, we'll do a little square game. I don't know how much. They were going for crazy bucks on eBay. We were in line, and they were going for like $200 on eBay. I'm not doing that. But I figure like 10, 20 bucks a square. Everybody gets shot one time. We'll do 20 squares, something like that. Boom, done. Put the money in the hosting, graphics, Splinter. Gee, Splinter's down for a minute, right, Mike? You saw that?
Yeah, I saw he's on vacation or
Yeah, so if I gotta buy shit, I'm gonna buy shit. Hostings do, but that's only 183, so we'll be good. Yeah, Resmart. Sorry, Mike.
How about all those fucking J-Brones at the United Center?
I know.
Who were already, by the time we got to our hotel, trying to sell the ice cream wrappers on eBay.
I know.
How in shambles are the ones who... Because there's probably guys who bought people's wrappers, too, to resell them.
For sure.
Just gave them a buck, $2 a wrapper, or whatever, to people who were going to get rid of them anyway. So, imagine the shambles that they are in now, sitting with, like, maybe 100 ice cream wrappers, and they're selling them at concessions at the events.
I know. Now he's selling them. And I know
they didn't even say I was there.
I know. Those ones didn't have a date on them. Like, not the Best Buy date, but like an actual, like, on the printing, there was no like unique stamp. Okay, all right.
Dude,
not the exact same ones you can get.
CM Punk shirt. I was there. AEW Rampage Limit has 50 bids on it for $127. What the fuck? Maybe we won't be doing a square game. Fuck.
Sell that shit, man.
Unbelievable. That 40 bids for one at $204 with 20 hours left. What the fuck? My brother's like, I don't want it. I'm like, huh? I'm sure a couple people might want that where I go.
One or two.
One or two. Like,
Two.
here's the
I wore that T-shirt home proudly. I
yeah,
never
we
wear
all
wrestling
did.
T-shirts.
We all three had it on.
No. I mean, you were already gone because you had to go to the Bears game.
Yeah.
I changed out of the shirt when we got back to the hotel because I wanted to wear it the next day. I wore that to breakfast at the Hilton. I wore it on the plane. I wore it the rest of that day. I never wear wrestling T-shirts.
Right.
Outside of like wrestling events.
Yeah.
And I was just like, fuck yeah, I was there.
Oh, dude, what was great too, guys, is like we're walking down the street, right? And everybody, all the cars pulling out, all had Cult of Personality playing. Everybody had their Spotify, Apple Music going. Everybody was jamming it. We had people offering us money for the shirts while they're in the car.
Trying to buy them off of our backs.
They were
Fuck me, the eBay prices. Fuck.
They were literally trying to buy it off our backs the night of. It was crazy. Dude, I'm looking at them. Some have 50 bids, 40 bids. It's like, holy fuck. I thought it wore down a little bit. Apparently not.
No, it's still there.
That's crazy, man. So crazy.
I mean, okay. It's cool to own, like, okay, to get one through like a square game in HOW is pretty cool because you got it from a person you game with who you know was there. It was like bringing, somebody back a souvenir. It's similar to that. But to go online and like buy from a reseller for $200 a T-shirt that effectively is a lie to wear is weird. Unless you went to the event but couldn't get a shirt.
That's what I was going to say.
You're wearing a lie.
That's what I was going to say. Unless I heard many people on like Busted Open and others say, I was there, I couldn't get a shirt, it was sold out, the line was so long. I'm with you. I get that then. I want it. I was there, I didn't get it. Because we were in line and they were telling us certain sizes were gone. Then Mike gets up.
Yeah,
like, hey,
I just happened to ask.
Yeah, Mike asked, like, hey, do you happen to have this? And they're like, yep. And he got it. So, I mean, they had plenty. They had plenty of shirts, but here's the problem they had. They were letting people buy more than one. And
there was a dude who walked past us with like 2 bags full. He had like 20 of that fucking shirt.
Yeah, that's what pissed us all off. Like
they should have had a limit of 3. I think 3 is fair because that's like you and your kids.
Yeah, exactly. You and someone else. Like I got one for me and my brother. I could have got more, but I'm like, I only need 2. I'm hoping the guy behind me gets me because we all waited in the line for 12 hours together.
When they had just replenished their mediums, if I'd wanted to, I could have bought 10 of those fucking things.
Yep. And
sold 9 of them.
Yep.
Should have.
I know, right? I'm looking at it like, God damn, what are we doing here? Fucking, this is crazy. But, all right, I got to go. Great show. Appreciate the folks that waited. Bye. Colin, great job on the main event, dude. Really good.
Thank you, buddy.
Again, you were a cheeky motherfucker. I let you get away with all the dialogue because you did good.
It's good.
It wasn't bad. You snuck yourself in. I saw that. Come on, there's some other stuff. You did well though. Scooter, don't fuck up Rumble the Rock. This is your pay-per-view. We've all acknowledged Rumble the Rock is a Scotty Wood.
I won't fuck up Rumble the Rock.
I appreciate
it. But how did the LSD title match come out?
Good. That was good, dude.
Okay.
You did good.
I was struggling with it because it was a technical match, and I tried to.
I know. That was the storyline, though, because that's what Sector's been doing. Clay needs a few days, but he'll be all right. He said he's fine.
I stuck my one Skywood reference into it.
You guys all do. It's okay. It's okay.
What is it with you egomaniacs and having to be a part of the card in matches you're not involved in? Who would do that?
Hey, I'm
Oh,
you in it too, Mike. That
Mike, people are pissed that you were in the
Oh,
main
I'm
event.
sure. Are you getting messages?
Oh yeah. It's passive aggressive, which you know and I know. We're pretty good at passive aggressive shit, so I'm picking
Yeah,
up. I'm picking up all of it.
passive is aggressive, but for pussies. Come at
Yeah,
me. Tell me you got a problem with the booking I didn't make.
right.
Hey, Roland, great finish, kid. Can't wait to kick out of it.
Which to be fair though, that what you did at the end, I don't think took away from anything Colin wrote or the finish. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. People are just going to be mad that.
Because it's Mike.
Exactly. That's all it is. Colin's right. It's because it's Mike. What do you mean? Oh, Mike's back. He's
Oh, I'll just get a head start on you guys. I'm just going to copy and paste the same response to, oh, Mike Best quit doing HOFC because he was afraid he was going to lose his title. HOFC is dead. It's gone. More to come. News
Well,
coming.
more to come.
We got
Congratulations
to
to
talk
Reese.
about some of that stuff tomorrow, by the way.
We will. We will. We will. We'll get it all going.
Ladies, take the check.
I was to say congrats to Resmart for securing the sponsorship bid for Run with the Rock. Kudos to them. I appreciate their efforts. More to come there. Obviously, Rumble the Rock, full gore. New card will be up tomorrow. Not like
Book
anybody.
me on it. I need a match.
All right, Michael will be booked. New card will be up tomorrow. Obviously, it's only one role play. None of you are gonna role play tomorrow anyway, so I don't really give a fuck if you're whining that I didn't post a card tonight. Shut up. For Lee, Michael, Colin, Scooter McGavin, and the rest that tuned tonight, thank you very much. It was a good show. I appreciate all the effort. And Rumble the Rock is next. And we have more to continue, more dots to connect. We have
I love that.
97 more dots.
97 more dots to connect.
Hey, how
It
about
was,
CM Punk wearing that 97 t-shirt when he
dude,
cut
that
his
was
positivity
amazing.
promo?
It was so good. They're watching. I get it. It's okay. Colt told them about it. They made up backstage. Colt told him like, "Hey, I bought Leah's shirt. Sent it to him. You should check it out." I get it. I'm cool. I'm gonna be being positive. That's the story I'm running with. We'll stay to it. All right, everybody else. I'll see you tomorrow night or tomorrow during the day for the High Octane Football Fantasy Draft. Otherwise, Scotty, get your draft set. New card will be up in the morning.